Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Imam Sankirtanya ki jai, Shri Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So reading from the Bhagavad Gita as it is, from the 7th chapter entitled Knowledge of the Absolute. Kamastaistarita jnana prapadyante nidivata tam tam niyanamastaya prakrityanyata svaya. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. Srila Prabhupada continues in the purport. Those who are freed from all material contaminations surrender unto the Supreme Lord and engage in His devotional service. As long as the material contamination is not completely washed off, they are by nature non-devotees. But even those who have material desires and resort to the Supreme Lord are not so much attracted by external nature because of approaching the right goal. They soon become free from all material lust. In approaching the right goal, they soon... In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is recommended that when one is a pure devotee and is free from all material desires, or is full of material desires, or desires liberation from material contamination, he should in all cases surrender to Vasudeva and worship him, as stated in Bhagavatam 2.3.10. Akama sarvakam mokshakam garaviti grena bhakti yogena yayeti purusham param. Less intelligent people less intelligent people who have lost their spiritual life, their spiritual sense, take shelter of demigods for immediate fulfillment of material desires. Generally, such people do not go to the Supreme Personality of Godhead because they are in the lower modes of nature, ignorance and passion, and therefore worship various demigods. Following the rules and regulations of worship, they are satisfied. The worshippers of the demigods are motivated by small desires and do not see how to reach the supreme goal. But a devotee of the Supreme Lord is not misguided. Because I think for the children you have to take outside. Because in Vedic literature there are recommendations for worshipping different gods for different purposes, e.g. a diseased man is recommended to worship the sun. Those who are not devotees of the Lord think that for certain purposes demigods are better than the Supreme Lord. But a pure devotee knows that the Supreme Lord, Krishna, is the master of all. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi 542 it is said, Ekara Ishvara Krishna or Savabhricha. Only the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna, is the master. Only the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna, is the master and all the others are servants. Therefore, a pure devotee never goes to demigods for satisfaction of his material needs. He depends on the Supreme Lord, and the pure devotee is satisfied with whatever he gives. Again, the words of Lord Krishna, Kamistaistarita jnana prapamintinyadivata tam tam niyamamastya prakrityanyata svaya. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender unto demigods and worship the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own nature. Om Gyanatimidamdasya Ginandanasana Shakshurinitamya Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasudeva Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In Madras, there was a Pandal program, and it was a program with various speakers, and Srila Prabhupada was also. When the children make a lot of noise, then my brain stops. I'm very sorry. It's very hard to speak under such conditions. So, back to Madras, now known as Chennai. But Srila Prabhupada was there for a Pandal program, and the organizers had placed a deity of Durga Devi at center stage. And they asked Prabhupada to offer some flower petals to the deity. So Prabhupada went with the flowers on the stage. He folded his hands in respect, but he did not offer the flowers. Then he walked past, he walked off the stage, and he put the flowers somewhere in the corner. So the devotees that were there, Prabhupada's disciples, did the same thing. Exactly what he did. They went on the stage, folded hands, did not give the flower petals to Durga Devi, and then went to the corner of the tent to put the flowers there. And then they saw there was a small picture of Krishna in the corner of the tent. So they offered the flowers to Krishna and to no one else. Oh. Such is a pure devotee. Because the pure devotee is serving Krishna without any motivation. The pure devotee is not worshipping for personal gain. The pure devotee is not thinking that there is anything better than the Lord. See? Generally, we are serving for the purpose of obtaining something else. Like I'll serve someone who is very wealthy, very nicely, for some time in the hope that I'll get some money. I'll serve maybe someone in a high political power or position in the hope that I will get many benefits from this relationship, and so I'm serving. So, as long as we have that mood, we think that there is more than Krishna. But for a pure devotee, there is not more than Krishna. Therefore, the only reward that a devotee desires from service is more service. Because its connection to Krishna is that connection of service. That's the perfection of life in itself. So the devotee only prays that devotional service may continue and increase. And therefore a pure devotee has no other desire simply than Krishna, and doesn't want any benediction from Krishna. Oh Krishna, now please, I have a little list here, just I happen to bring, here it is, yes. First of all, we need a new house. Second of all, I need a new job. Third of all, maybe I can get an inheritance so that I don't need to work anymore. That would be good. Fourth of all, if my granny, my auntie, my uncle, they all need their health fixed, if you can just do that. And so there is a few exams also we want in the family. And possibly if we would like a doctor or a lawyer, and in the family it saves a lot of cost. And so like this, one can make a long list of prayers to Krishna, of things we could want. But all these things. A pure devotee will never ask. A pure devotee will simply ask Krishna for service to Krishna. What more could we desire? That is the perfection. There is nothing more to desire. So if only we can serve Krishna again and again. So simple. Because attaining Krishna is the end of everything. Everything attained. Nothing more to get. Then we have all that could be desired. Now if we desire more than that, that means we are in illusion. One type of maya, one type of ignorance is to desire more than Krishna. You have Krishna and still desiring so many things. Yes? Still desiring so many other things than Krishna. So anyway, then it is time for intelligence. At that stage, the intelligence should come in and say, wait a minute, now I am acting under the influence of the illusory energy. Somehow we are in the grip of this illusory energy. Therefore, let me serve Krishna anyway. Thus, this verse from the 4th canto of Bhagavatam, which is quoted by Srila Prabhupada in the purport, Akama sarva kama moksha kama udayuti vena bhakti yogena yayeta purusham param, which means to say that whether we have material desires or no material desires, we should engage in the service of Krishna with full force. So that means with intelligence, because the desire is pushing in another direction, but with intelligence we understand that these things are not really worth it. The mind may dictate, oh, it's the mind where the desires are born, in the mind. It is the mind that is pushing for so many things, as the intelligence says, no, this is not worth it. There will not be real happiness in pursuing these material things. No. Therefore, I will ignore my material desires and simply engage in the service of the Lord. Akama sarva kama, whether with material desires or without material desires, serve Krishna with full force. Tivrena bhakti yogena means unadulterated. Unadulterated. Tivra, unadulterated. So, not mixing anything else. Well, that is the ideal. I guess on a Sunday program where we are discussing Bhagavad Gita and meditating according to Bhagavad Gita, we set an ideal. We're meditating on the ideal. The Bhagavad Gita gives us a goal, something to work towards. Particularly, that's called a vision. A vision is a sense of direction. Where is life going? Where do I want to take it to? And then we come to this point of unalloyed service to Krishna. Anyavilasita sunyam, to be free from any other desire. Not for liberation, not for sense enjoyment, no other desire. Completely free. Those who have other desires are sooner or later will be inclined towards worshipping demigods. Either some came already from demigod worship, or some come to Krishna and will go from Krishna to demigod worship. A little bit. Just to get some blessings for some material things. Just a few blessings. Yes, we worship Krishna for bhakti and the demigods for material blessings. A bit of both. Yes. But such calculation is not good, because I said, well, why can't a devotee worship some demigods knowing well that Krishna is the Supreme? What is the problem with that? We accept Krishna is the Supreme, we bow down to him, and then we worship some demigods because we respect them also and like them also. What is the difficulty? Why in this verse it says that one should not worship other devatas? Why is it saying so? Because gradually our faith will shift. You think, well, I won't bother Krishna with this, for this health problem, we'll just worship Surya. We'll do puja to Surya for the health problem. And little by little, our faith will shift. And now we worship a little bit of Surya as well. A little Surya puja and your health improves so much. Really? Have you tried? Yeah? Not? No, well, no. Maybe a good idea. Maybe I should. Like that. It just creeps in. And before we know it, we are doing so many pujas, and in the end, Krishna goes more and more in the background. And gradually, those pujas take over. Therefore, our acharyas say, Mat anya devas rayanai. Prabhupada says, if you have a connection, with the president of the country, you're very close to him. you don't have to bother with the ordinary channels. You don't have to stand in the queue to put in an application. You just tell your friend, you know, like, actually, can you help me a little? And say, oh yes, no problem. It's considered done. It's easy if you're well connected. So Prabhupada says in that way, when we have Krishna, why do we need to go to his representatives, to lower officers? We have Krishna directly. So we simply turn to Krishna for everything. But then we have to trust Krishna. See, not that we are the orchestrator, and that the Lord has to serve my purposes and my plans. I will tell him, I want good health, long life, I want to be beautiful, intelligent, I want to have lots of success, I want all these things. Please, yes. Accept my humble obeisances. Yes, kindly, all these things I want. Because I need them. Very much so, I need them. No, absolutely. But Krishna will decide what we need. The devotee is ready to leave it up to Krishna to decide what we need. Not that we tell Krishna, I need these and these things, please provide. No. Krishna will decide what we require. And the devotee just simply bows down. Yes, my Lord, whatever you give, I accept it humbly as your desire, because your intelligence is supreme and perfect, and mine is imperfect. Whatever looks good from my perspective sometimes turns out to be not so good. It is said, one who is a conditioned soul makes mistakes. We make mistakes. Who can say he's never made a mistake? It happens. That's the nature of life. We make mistakes. And we cheat. Everyone cheats. Yes. It's the second nature, to pretend, to act better than we are, to present ourselves a little favorable. This is another defect of the conditioned soul. Imperfect senses we have. The senses, sometimes we think, we recognize some, there goes, yes, I know that. Oh no, it's not him, it just looks like him. The eyes are cheating us. So like this, we have our imperfections. What can we do? But Krishna is perfect. So we must trust in Krishna. That Krishna is Suridam Sarvadehinam, the well-wisher of all living beings. So we must trust that Krishna has the best for us in mind. Not that we know what is best. No. Krishna knows what is best. So whatever Krishna sends to us, we will accept. That is Vaishnava. That is pure devotee. So in this way, the pure devotee relies on Krishna and is seeing Krishna is benevolent. Krishna is my well-wisher. Therefore, Krishna will surely make all the arrangements of whatever I require. Great faith, Krishna will protect me. And in this way, no anxiety. As long as we are separated from Krishna, there's anxiety. See? As long as we rely on our own arrangements, stress, always anxiety. So many times people ask how to conquer stress. As long as we rely on ourselves, on our own arrangement, how will there be no stress? Because you're not sure. God, I hope I didn't make a mistake, I hope that I did everything all right. I hope, I really do. I did everything humanly possible to make sure that everything is okay, and now I keep my fingers crossed. You have to keep your fingers crossed. Knock on wood, horse's hoof on the wall. Friday the 13th, I stay home. Oh no, gosh, watch out. Right, somehow or other, I need my lucky stars to get success, because success is not guaranteed for any living being. But for Krishna, Krishna has the Satya Sankalpa Shakti. The Satya Sankalpa Shakti of Krishna can make everything that he desires come true instantly. Whatever he desires, it comes true instantly. Satya Sankalpa Shakti. It's convenient if you have that, but I'm sorry to say, we don't have it. And sometimes I've desired to have something like that, but so far it didn't work. It didn't work. Yeah, that's the condition. The Satya Sankalpa Shakti from Krishna, only he has. Only he can fulfill every desire. One devotee said to Srila Prabhupada, "Oh, Srila Prabhupada, you are our best friend." Prabhupada said, "No, I'm not your best friend." "Oh yes, Srila Prabhupada, you are our best friend." "No, I'm not your best friend. Krishna is your best friend." "No, Srila Prabhupada, we don't know Krishna, we know only you. You are our best friend." "No, Krishna is your best friend. Because I am not omniscient. Therefore, I cannot fulfill all your desires. But Krishna, he can fulfill all your desires. Only Krishna. Therefore, Krishna is your best friend. Don't think it's anybody else. It's Krishna." Yes. You may think we have other friends. But Krishna is the best friend, actually, because he's the... No friend can fulfill all your desires. Have you thought about that? Yeah. So much energy invested in this friend, meanwhile he's going to give you some trouble. Have you thought about that? And you call him your best friend, he's going to give you trouble. Only Krishna can fulfill all desires. Just see. That was Prabhupada's point. So Prabhupada would stretch our normal thought pattern, stretch it, and make us see God bigger. Udaradi, not the small reality of every day. He's my friend. He's also my friend, but he's not my friend. Like this. No. All this kind of reasoning, friends and enemies, pasubuli, animal consciousness, dogs, barking, constantly barking. Pasubuli, friends and animals, friends and enemies, friends and enemies. So that is animal intelligence. But a human being should surrender to Krishna, and then can see through the eyes of Krishna. And Krishna is not making any distinction between friends and enemies. Krishna is seeing all are his friends. Although some of the friends are a little crazy. In the Bhagavatam it is said, Nunam pramate yad India pritya apminoti. It is said that people who are the slaves of the senses, they are pramate. Pramate, mate means mad, and pra means prakrishta rupena in its full-fledged form. Or to translate it in good Australian, I mean out of your mind, or completely raving mad, or something like that. I mean it's mad to quite an extreme degree. So Bhagavatam says, not KadambaKanan Swami, but Bhagavatam is defining that many people are in a state of madness. Still Krishna is their well-wisher. Even if they misbehave, even if they are cruel, even if they're envious, even if they're dishonest, even if they're outright nasty, Krishna is still their friend. Still their friend. Nothing can break that. Nothing that they can do that can break that sense of friendship in Krishna. Krishna remains everyone's friend, no matter what. Of course, if someone is too much, yes, if someone is misbehaving too much, all right, then Krishna may arrange for some medicine in the form of a shocking experience. Yeah, what to do? Please, I am very sorry. Yeah, what to do? It's hard, because giving a lecture is not just, it's not a studied lecture, it's a meditation. And it requires full concentration. If there's no full concentration, it's not possible. And the little darlings have some special power. It's like they know how to really distract the mind, even through the door they're trying. Yeah. So that's all it is. Yeah. So the Bhagavad Gita is like a mirror. We're looking in this Bhagavad Gita and we get a perspective of ourselves. Each of these verses is questioning us. If actually some of these, here we have verses that are exposing qualities that are not desirable, because here it says, those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires. So strong words. Intelligence stolen by material desire. So obviously, so we have to check, is part of my intelligence stolen by material desires, or maybe all my intelligence stolen by material desires? Do I have any intelligence at all? Questions like this are useful to us after reading such a verse. Right? One can also look at it like, well, this describes a certain type of people, obviously who are not devotees, and in other words, it's about other people. And then you have the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, then that one is for you. If you think this verse is about other people, then I recommend you to read the 16th chapter. I'm going there now, quickly for you, and we'll give you a few sample verses if you don't like them. This chapter, the 16th chapter, is called The Divine and the Demoniac Nature. Sweet music. Okay, some parents really mistreat their children. So basically this chapter is describing the divine nature, and in the first 7 verses it describes the divine qualities. So for example, in the 5th verse it says, Daivi Sampad Vimukshaya Nibandaya Surimata Masucha Sampadam Daivim Avijatu Sipanda. The transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation, whereas the demoniac qualities make for bondage. Do not worry, O son of Pandu, you are born with the divine qualities. So we may be thinking, yes, that's us. The first part is describing the devotees. Then the second half of the 16th chapter is describing the demons. And it's describing how they are harsh, and they are thinking so much wealth I have today, and I will gain more according to my scheme. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future more and more. He's my enemy, and I've killed him, and my other enemies will also be killed. I'm the Lord of everything. I'm the enjoyer. I'm perfect, powerful, and happy. I'm the richest man, surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There's none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices, also give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such a person are deluded by ignorance. Now, that's describing the demons. That's the neighbors, right? So the first half of the chapter, that's us. The second half, that's the neighbors. Yeah? Oh, look at them, you know? Boy, oh boy. Bhagavad Gita really exposes them, eh? Self-complacent, always impudent, deluded by wealth and false prestige. People are so demoniac. Oh, and they can't see it, they're blind as well. They sometimes proudly perform sacrifice in name only, yes, without following any rules or regulations. Can you believe it? Yeah, bewildered by false ego. Strength, pride, lust, and anger. The demons become envious of the Supreme Personality. God, can you imagine? In this way, it's very easy to read the Bhagavad Gita. Very easy. Every once in a while it describes the devotees, that's us, and for the rest describes the demons, and that's them. So that's cheap reading. But what if there is a little bit of a demoniac quality left in us? Because once upon a time, we also were demons. What if there are just a few little demoniac remnants left? Then what? Therefore, we read the Bhagavad Gita with a certain amount of introspection, a certain amount of reflection. You have to think about it, not just reading the Gita. Are you reading Gita? Yes, I am reading Gita too much every day, 15 minutes. Bilkul, pakka, 15 minutes every day, never fail. Yes. Very good. But are you thinking about it? How many minutes are you thinking about it? Thinking about it. What question is that? I'm reading. Now you must think. 15 minutes reading, okay, then 15 hours thinking. And the rest you can sleep. But that means when we are awake, we have to think according to the Gita. Otherwise, what's the point of reading? It's not a ritual. I'm reading the Gita 15 minutes every day. I do my job now. Mind switched off, just reading. I'm reading too much. Very quickly also. You also reading. Too much reading. Yes. Thinking. Oh, thinking. You never think? Thinking. Oh my God, thinking. They don't do that. Thinking, eating, sleeping, mating, no thinking. It's not part of the, no, it's not in the list, sorry. It's not there. Finding. So this is the issue. You don't think. But the Bhagavad Gita is exactly the book for thinking, for contemplation. The whole purpose of the Gita is contemplation, to think about it. Therefore there is something called Lectio Divina. And Lectio Divina was contemplative reading, or reading Shastra in a way where we are deeply trying to understand what is this verse trying to tell me. What is the message for me here? Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires. I didn't know that intelligence could be stolen. Did you? You never thought of that. Intelligence stolen. And by who? By material desires. Working for the material desires. Day and night. Alright, bring kama sthai jnana prabhayanti. And you did it. Yes, there is a verse in the from Srila Rupa Goswami which describes the senses. And we have to see the senses are pushing. And let us imagine it for a moment. Say I have a desk with many telephones on it. And then ring, 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 ring. Yes, this is your tongue speaking. Are we going to eat something? I mean, this Swami is talking forever, but how about the sabji and puris? Yeah? Are they coming already or what? I mean, it's time for the sabji and puri. Yes, yes, Mr. Tongue, of course. Just now coming, please have a little patience, but we are making the arrangements urgently, and as soon as it's there, we'll definitely go for the sabji and the puris. Okay, very good. Ring, 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 ring. Yes, yes, the ears. Can we switch to the other channel, please? Something. This has been going on too long. Something different, if possible. Yes, please switch as soon as possible to the other channel. Yes, yes, of course, yes, yes, yes. Oops, the red phone, yes. Hello, hello, yes, this is your janitor speaking, yes. It's weekend now, and what more do I need to say? It's our time, have you understood? And yes, of course, definitely, absolutely, whatever you say, I will bring. And then we are bringing. We bring the senses, whatever the senses want. We work so hard to fulfill it. We will never say no to their demands. And in the end, what will the senses say to us? Thank you so much. You're looking after us so nicely. Oh no. The senses are totally not grateful at all. They will say, is that all? Is that all you brought? Bring more. Right now. You brought ice cream, but it's the wrong flavor. Go back. Bring more. There's no chocolate crunchies. Like this. The senses are never satisfied. Kamarina kotita durita. Kamarina kotita puritas duri desi. Jatami na karuna na tapatraya. They have no mercy. Na karuna na tapatraya. They are merciless, the senses. They drive us, we bring them whatever they want, and still not satisfied. That's it. So now we're talking back to the verse, those whose intelligence will be stolen by material desires. Oh, that means the intelligence works for the senses. Trouble. There are merciless slave masters who are never satisfied. Slash, bring more. I should put a German accent that comes from the movies. Yes. Yes, so we are bringing more and more to the senses, and the senses are still not satisfied. Okay, that means we are thinking now. Now we are reading and thinking. We're not just reading. Those whose intelligence is stolen by material desires are thinking of the consequences. That means we're working for the senses. We're thinking about it. Surrender unto demigods. Why? Because, sooner or later we get some knowledge. And once we get knowledge, then we realize the demigods can actually give me what the senses want. Oh yes, they can. You want stability in your post. You want worship the earth and the horizon combined. You want a beautiful young wife. Worship Umadev. You want bodily strength? Bhumi, the earth. You want powerful sex life? Worship Indra. All these things you can attain. You want? Well, why not? Maybe I do. That was interesting, Mharaj. Can you write that down? Is there more? Yes, there is. Oh, where can you read about this? All these things are possible, but we should know. We should know that the fruits, all these fruits are temporary. It will be taken away. We'll lose it anyway. Whatever we get, whatever we gain, we'll lose it. It will be destroyed by time. Ask an old man. It all gets taken away by time. Is it true or is it not true? No? Is it true? No? Yeah, what to do? Time takes everything away. Huh? Like some men are old, but they have beautiful hair, and then you wonder, is it real or is it false? Yeah? There was a film I saw, and it was a nice film, in the sense that this couple, you know, they came back from a party, Hollywood type. They were like good looking, he was athletic, and you know, she had gorgeous blonde hair and all the right measurements in the right places. When they came home, they took their shoes off, kicked their shoes off. It turned out he had false plateaus inside the shoes, and he became immediately 2 inches shorter. Then, as he took off his jacket with the false shoulder fillings, right, she let out the air of the balloons. Then he let his belly strap go. They both pulled their wigs off. And in the end, there's these two old people sitting in bed, and their teeth are smiling at you from a glass with water. It's a really good movie. I mean, very impressive. Right? So all of us, to an extent, are playing that game. Oh, you know. A little aftershave, a little, you know. Somehow or other, make it look good. Why do you think everyone is jogging like that? Why do you think? Why are people jogging? Why? You're smiling too much. Tell me, why are people jogging? That's what you got for smiling like that. Why are they jogging? Tell me. Today I'm asking you questions. So, why are people jogging? They want to look good. Yeah? Look good what? They want to look good when they take their clothes off. That's when they want to look good. That's why they run around the block. To be fit for sex life. Because that we get also from Bhagavatam. The center of the entire world is sex life. And everything else is a backdrop for sex life. Believe it or not. But that is actually the root of everything. Prabhupada's disciple Brahmananda was saying in university he had to write an essay, and in the essay he wrote that actually people are driven by a spiritual desire. And then he said, and my professor didn't like that essay to Prabhupada. He said, because my professor was saying everything in this world is driven by sex desire. And he said, Brahmananda said, this professor, such a materialist. And Prabhupada said, your professor was right. that actually is the case. That is the case. So yes, that's why people are jogging. To be fit for what? Fitness, fitness, fitness. Fitness for what? What do you need it for? For one thing. So, what will it bring us? When we are taken to Krishna consciousness, we realize that all these temporary things may offer some pleasures, but it can never be the most important thing in life. We understand the only thing that is really important is Krishna, is Sri Radha GopiNath, are the deities and their pujari, who is always strict and blows the conch exactly on time, so that the Lord will not be inconvenienced by any human being, and we're waiting full of anticipation until he will do so. He knows exactly, because he has an inbuilt clock that sort of warns him on the second when to blow the conch, and let's see what he will do. Amazing. He does it. He grabs the conch, and he's got it in his hand. He will tap it for a moment, and there he goes. And we will stand and rise for Sri Radha GopiNath to worship them, because that's the most important thing in our life.